It's shocking, it's tragic, and it'll make you wonder why a human being could do this. But here's what has happened. A 39-year-old woman who is a CEO and startup founder murdered her 4-year-old son. The gruesome incident unfolded in North Goa, where bloodstains were discovered in the hotel where the mother was staying. The accused woman hastily checked out, booking a taxi to Bengaluru with her suitcase. Now, upon finding the blood, the hotel staff alerted the Goa police. They then contacted the woman through the taxi driver. And when she was asked where her son was, the mother lied, saying he was at a friend's house. The address that she gave turned out to be fake. When the police checked the car, they discovered the body of the child inside the suitcase. The mother was arrested and she has now been sent to a 6-day police custody. And as we speak, interrogation is underway. Now, as per the police, the accused had a strained relationship with her husband who lives in Indonesia. The motive behind this gruesome murder is yet to be ascertained, but the accused woman has been named, remember, in the top 100 women in artificial intelligence back in 2021, and she's also a fellow at the Harvard University. All of those accolades, and yet this shocking incident. My colleague Abhishek is joining us with more on this. Abhishek, this is an absolutely shocking and tragic incident that has come to the fore. What is the latest in this interrogation that is happening where this mother has supposedly killed her 4-year-old toddler?
Definitely, after getting the transit remand from Karnataka, she was brought before the court in Goa, and court in the Goa remanded her of 6 days police custody. And after that, immediately after taking the custody of the accused woman, Goa police is currently doing custodial interrogation. And after that, several twists are coming up, because what we are coming to know right now is those bloodstains which were earlier spotted by the hotel staff and that were alerted to the police, then that led to the arrest of the lady. Those bloodstains were earlier believed to be of the toddler, but now in the interrogation that the lady has confessed that it was her own, because she tried to commit suicide after killing her child, and she tried to slit her left hand, and those are the bloodstains of the lady herself, is what we are coming to right now to know. In fact, also the post-mortem report is awaited of the child, and what is coming to know, we are coming to know from there, is that there were no bloodstains found on the body of the child. In fact, the husband is yet to arrive in Chitradurga and will be performing the last rite of the kid, and later will be joining the investigation in Goa. In fact, the Goa police have also sent notices, also informed concerned relatives and friends, so that they can come forward and help in the investigation that is currently going on. In fact, the custodial interrogation, that means one-to-one interrogation, which is currently going on, has revealed shocking twist in this case, which I have clearly pointed out. Then what happened on that night. But primarily, as the SP of North Goa, who took the press conference earlier today, pointed out that, prima facie, they believe that the couple were not in good relationship together. In fact, their divorce was finalized, and there were certain court orders which restricted husband to meet the child on a particular day of the week. And that might have triggered this incident, is what the police believes at this given point of time. And they are not, the motive is yet not cleared, because the investigation is going on. The post-mortem report of the child is awaited. In fact, further custodial interrogation is pending. In fact, what will more information the police will get from the husband is something in pending, and that court order is yet to be received by the police. So definitely the investigation is going on. The custodial interrogation continues, and there are several more twists and turns in this shocking murder that took place. In fact, a mother, which is very unexpected, killing her own 4-year kid, has shocked the entire nation. Back to you.
All right, Abhishek, thank you very much for joining us with those details on the broadcast. I'm also joined by Arvind Kumar Jain, former IPS, and Dr. Aasthaa Dewan. She's a life coach and psychologist. Uh, Welcome to both of you. Good evening. This has been an extremely shocking news that has come in. All right, we have both of them. I'd like to start with you, Arvind Kumar Jain. This is a very, very shocking incident, a tragic incident that has come to the fore. Prima facie, the police there is saying that perhaps it's due to the strained relationship that she had with her husband that led her to take such a step. What do you think could be the case, and how gruesome do you think this has been, a mother killing her own child?
There cannot be any other killing more gruesome than this. 4-year child being killed by own mother. He is not even a stepson. And as I am told that court had passed order that husband has the right to visitation rights on Sunday. And she was disturbed because of that. She didn't want child to meet her husband on Sundays also. And that's why she took this kind of step. It's absolutely unbelievable, very, very shocking. She seems to be a psychic case. She will have to be examined as to why she has done it. Husband might throw some light on it when he's in the country, and it's very shocking. You don't feel like reading also such news items. 4-year old boy killed by own mother. Absolutely shocking. And I think interrogation will go on, and so many things will be revealed. I believe this version that she might have tried to commit suicide by cutting her left hand and nerve, and she wanted to commit suicide also. But later on, she must have changed her mind, and she must have left for Bengaluru. All these things, the blood will match. The forensic science laboratory will give the report very soon, because this is not a very ticklish test. So action, very stern action should be taken against this lady. And what can I say? Very, very gruesome crime which has taken place in Goa. But I give credit to Goa police for working it out
as
so
much
soon,
as we'd like to...
Yeah,
as much as we'd like to say that we wouldn't want to hear about such an incident, the fact of the matter is that it has happened, and it is the reality that we are living in. Dr. Aasthaa Dewan, this seems to be an extremely shocking and gruesome incident, a mother killing her own child. But even as, the police take their own course of action in this case, the fact is that we have to go behind the scenes and understand what led her to commit such a step. Nothing, absolutely nothing can justify this, but perhaps we can understand what she went through. And here the police is saying that perhaps this was a strained relationship, that court order that came in where her child was supposed to meet the father at least once a week, that perhaps disturbed her. But that isn't reason enough to kill somebody, and that to a 4-year-old child.
Absolutely. I agree with you, because I see that there is definitely a prolonged depression, extreme sadness, extreme unhappiness, because if we understand that if she was going through a divorce, that means that there was a very difficult relationship that she had with her husband. And, she must have been in under a lot of stress, because divorce process itself is a very stressful process. And I see this as not really the act of killing her son only. I mean, we already have information that she tried to kill her own self as well. So I see that she was not seeing any future, or she was not seeing any happiness in the future. And it could be a bit of, revenge as well, that I foresee this as that, okay, the court has not given me the complete custody. I have to share the custody with the husband. There could be that as well, because in an extreme depression conditions that we are in, one is not able to take the right decision or the sane decision. That is what it comes across to me. And it is definitely not the reason that there was a trigger by just one event, that the custody was, or there was a visitation rights. It is definitely a prolonged condition, something like that, which is we call suicidal tendencies, or killing tendencies, cannot be just because of one event that it gets triggered.
Can I also ask you, Aastha, that the fact of the matter is that there are several divorce cases that are happening around us. We see a lot of strained relationships, and those with children in them suffer more. And unfortunately, between two fighting adults, we see the children becoming really a property in divorce cases. You're fighting for the custody, and here, if we go by at least the prima facie details that are coming in, that she was not happy with the fact that, the child is supposed to meet the father once a week. That's the father you're talking about. And even if it was vice versa case, it was the mother you would have been talking about. But, you can't treat your child as a property in a divorce case as much as you'd like to, or as much as you'd eventually turn the child into in a divorce case.
You're right, Shreya. You're absolutely right. And that is why, I work as a marriage counselor. That's my expertise. And I see this situation day in and day out. And you're absolutely right that, even if there is a couple who's going through a divorce, that is the reason that they need to go to a counselor, so that they can co-parent up the child together. They look at the child's development as, co-parenting together, and not just individually. But unfortunately, we see this because we feel that I would be the right person to raise the child, not my husband, or the husband feels that he will be the right person to raise the child. That kind of tussle keeps on happening, and that's not right, because the child need both parents for sure. So there is more work that should be done along with the law, the legal work. The more counseling work should be done whenever a couple is going through a divorce and there is a child that's involved.
Arvind Kumar Jain, this case, as shocking and horrific as it is, now it's, of course, for the police to really go through the whole procedure of actually unraveling what exactly happened. How does the police really go about such cases, and what happens here on?
Police will naturally talk to husband, talk to various relatives of the lady, of husband, and and they will try to find out as to what can be the reason. She is a clever lady. She wanted to dispose of dead body at Bengaluru somewhere. That's why. Otherwise, if she was really in depression, if she was not in proper senses, then she should have called the police there of Goa only at the hotel that I have committed this crime. She should have surrendered there only. Her mind was functioning, and she planned all this. She wanted to take the dead body there and dispose it off. And because blood was not found of child anywhere, I think he was strangulated. A small child, he was strangulated, and she wanted to carry the
So
dead
do you
body
not
to
believe,
Bengaluru.
Arvind ji, that she was suffering from depression, and the fact that she did all of this very strategically?
Yeah, yes, she did it very strategically, because if a person is in depression, she should have rung up the reception, and she should have told the Goa police that this type of crime has taken place. But she's stuffing the body in a carry bag, and she's taking it all the way to Bengaluru. She's going by car. She is not going by plane, because she knows that if she cannot take that risk, and she would have disposed of the dead body somewhere in Bengaluru, and then she might have accused that her husband has done it. You never know what all was going on in her mind. Once police talks to husband, to relatives, I think the mystery will unravel, and Goa police has done a very, very fine job by talking to driver in Konkani and by advising him to enter a police station so that she is caught and her luggage was searched and dead body was recovered. Otherwise, you never know. She might have alleged her husband or might have alleged some other person also of killing the child.
Dr. Aasthaa, do you resonate with what Arvindji is saying? The fact that, she wasn't suffering from depression and that she did it very cleverly and strategically. Otherwise, she should have had a very natural reaction of informing the hotel staff that this incident has happened. Help us understand that, number one. And if she was indeed, suffering from depression, how do patients of depression, if they do commit such crimes, end up committing such crimes?
First of all, I want to say that if somebody is in depression, that doesn't mean that they are out of their mind or their mind is not functioning properly. In fact, there are so many people who are functioning and working in their offices and doing all their tasks, but they are in depression. We call it functional depression. Yeah. So, it doesn't mean that, first of all, I also cannot be sure. We are only presuming, or we are only trying to understand that what could have gone wrong, right? So that is one. But whenever there are people who have suicidal tendencies or they do something which is absolutely shocking, there are chances that they are going through some psychological condition. That is one. The second is that I like to say that when somebody is in depression, they are doing all their tasks well. They're going through all the course of the day and everything, but there are a lot of signs. For example, they would be in shell, will not talk socially to somebody. They would be not meeting people. They would actually not being eating properly. These are a lot of signs that we see in people, and the situation that is here, which is that she was going through a divorce and all of that. Being a relationship counselor only, I'm trying to give you the perspective that this is a very, very difficult time for anybody, any normal person, especially when there's a child involved. So that's why I feel that she definitely has. And also in this scenario, it is not that she only killed the child and the intention was only to kill the child. It is very clearly some signs have been there that she was wanting to kill both of them and finish off the story, in that sense, that let's finish this story off and just
And Aasthaa, adding to what you're saying, also the fact that here's a woman who is the CEO of a company. She is an ace performer professionally. She's a fellow at Harvard University. She's been named among the top 100 women in artificial intelligence. Professionally, you're doing great. But that doesn't mean that personally you cannot undergo some sort of psychological, challenges that might not reflect professionally, but that might reflect in other ways that we might be missing out on also.
Absolutely. In fact, let me tell you, when somebody is in depression, work becomes their savior in a way, right? They try and drown themselves in work because that stops them from thinking about the personal situation, which is a stressful situation, right? They in fact try to put themselves more in work, and then nobody gets to know because they are working, they're doing very well work wise, and there is actually no sign that actually they might be in depression. Yeah, so that's what I mentioned, that it doesn't mean that if somebody is in depression, they will not be functioning at all. That doesn't mean.
All right, we'll leave it there and we'll have to see how this case really pans out. Arvind Kumar Jain and Dr. Aasthaa Dewan, thank you very much to both of you for joining us on the broadcast and helping us get a perspective on this absolutely shocking case that has come to the fore. We'll have to see, of course, when more details trickle in, what exactly was the motive behind this absolutely shocking incident of a mother killing her own child.